All right, in today's video, we'll be ranking all of the numbered Final Fantasy games, and let's get into it. All right, so this is kind of a test of just making videos live on stream. So this was actually streamed on our Twitch channel, which I'll put a link to down in the description. And so we go through all the games and try to talk about them as much as possible, as well as ranking them on the ranked tier list. And let me know your feedback on this video down in the comments. That'd be really appreciated. And let's get to the video. We're doing a tier maker today on Final Fantasy games. So I'm actually kind of excited to do this as I can't rank them all, but I can rank a lot of them because I've at least played some part of all of them. And I don't think there's a bad one necessarily. I am going to make this a YouTube video. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. And so let's start with Final Fantasy 8. We're just going to go in order here. They're kind of out of order, which I kind of like. So Final Fantasy 8. I kind of say that I think Final Fantasy 8 would have to be an A or a B. I really liked it, so I think I'm gonna put it in A. It's definitely, I think most of the PS1 era games are going to be in the A tier for me. I really enjoyed 8. I haven't played it in a long time. I do want to replay it, but I think for the most part, it's actually really good, and it's got some good story. It built on all the previous games as well as 7 being, everybody regarding that as the best game, at least in the PS1 era. So at least for like the story, I guess. I think they're all pretty much at the same level. I don't know if I'll put them all on the same level here because of nostalgia. This also will include my nostalgia in it. I think that it should be at least an A tier. So we got Final Fantasy 11. I never played Final Fantasy 11, so not much to say there. I can say that it's definitely A or B tier because yeah, it's definitely up there. I just didn't play it, and I think I've logged into it once when it became free to play, but I didn't play too much of it. And it's kind of out on the downturn right now, so I don't necessarily feel like I should play it and put a bunch of time into it if it's just gonna go away at some point, fairly soon, you would think. I actually don't know. But Final Fantasy 15. So I have never beaten Final Fantasy 15, but I've definitely played through it. I would have to say I'm gonna say B tier. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. It didn't really have anything that gripped me, and that's mostly why I didn't beat it. That's because there was just nothing that really gripped me. I'm looking forward to 16, so hopefully that brings me back into the series. I do want to play and try to play through 15 a little bit more to see if I can get a point where I actually, you know, want to play it and get through it. So Final Fantasy 5. I haven't played that as it didn't come out in the US. I played the original 3 on the NES and SNES, but 1, 2, and 3 here are not the same numbers in Japan. I played 1, 4, and 6. So, and Final Fantasy 4 Afterlife I've never played. I do own it. I do want to play through it. But I just haven't yet. This is Final Fantasy 4. So I've played this. I would have to say it's again on the B tier. I think maybe A tier. I just don't agree with it being the same as Final Fantasy 8 or the PS2 or PS1 era games. I don't agree with that. So yeah, I'm gonna put Final Fantasy 4, which would be Final Fantasy 2 in the US. Uh B tier. It's not a bad game. B tier is definitely not like supposed to be bad in my eyes. I feel like bad is only a D tier. C tier is like less than average, but not really bad. I still would replay it. B is like solid game. A is amazing game, and then S tier is like best in the series. Thought I would explain that a little bit. before someone roasts me. I probably could have done that at the beginning of the video, but yep, that's what it is. Final Fantasy 14. So they don't show a difference between this and like the one that was at the beginning, like the initial one. I'm gonna put this in S tier, but only after what the Realm Reborn section and higher. All that they've done since that point is amazing. S tier MMO, S tier Final Fantasy, in my opinion, but I do think that, we could see a better version, but I think it's the best MMO that I could think of for Final Fantasy. So I definitely think that's an S tier. It's gonna be around for a long time. Final Fantasy 11 was around a long time. And some people would also put that at S tier, and that's possible. I just never played it. So Final Fantasy 9. Okay, so we got Final Fantasy 9 here. I think I'm gonna have to put that one on A tier as well. Some people think that 9 is better than 7. I'm kind of on the fence on there. I could put it in like I can make another category above S tier to put other games into, but I'm just gonna keep it to this. So sadly, 9 is going to be an A tier. I think it's a really good game, but again, I like all of the PS1 Final Fantasy games, 7, 8, and 9 are all amazing games. So it's kind of hard to pick out just pretty much which one you played first is the only way you can really say on what you liked the most or whatever one had a character that you could grip to. And some people were 9, some people were 8, some people were 7. They all came out really close to each other. So it's very, very telling to see how amazing they have made all of these games with them being released so close together. They're kind of farther out now, but during the time they were kind of releasing them year after year, or at least year and a half after, each one. Final Fantasy 1, the first Final Fantasy. Yeah, you can tell where I'm gonna put this just based off of my consoles I played the most. I didn't play a lot of SNES or NES. I'm younger than that. So sadly, I just don't have the nostalgia or remember playing through them. I know I played through one. I don't think it was better than the PlayStation 1 or 2 era. So I'm definitely going to put them down here. But B, still amazing games. A lot of people like them. They're just not for me. I don't know if I'd replay them. Maybe the Pixel remasters. I did buy those recently for PC, so maybe I'll play through those sometime on stream. I would love to be able to play through all the Final Fantasy games on stream over the next couple years. All right, Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, that just goes right up to S tier. Final Fantasy 7 is definitely one of my favorite Final Fantasy games and games in general. It's really good. If you guys haven't noticed, the channel logo is actually based off of Final Fantasy VII. Even though it's not my favorite Final Fantasy game, I thought it was the best logo for Final Fantasy, so I put that there. Yeah, that goes S tier. What can you say? The remake's really good. I hope that the Rebirth one is going to be really good, which is part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII remake. So in general, S tier game. Not a lot that you can say besides that. Final Fantasy 6. I might actually put this A. 6 is really good for being, the original 6. Final Fantasy 3 in the US. I think I'm going to go A. It'll be the only one from that generation that's there, but I do think that deserves an A spot. It's definitely not as good as these two, but it's definitely in the A spot. Final Fantasy 10-2. That goes A. I have to say an A. People give this game a lot of hate. And I feel like it's one of those like Nickelback or, stuff that's just hated because that's what it is. I feel like Final Fantasy 10-2 is the same way. Like just because it's the first like branched off sequel, it got a lot of hate and it's actually a really good game. It's got a good story. It's got a unique fighting mechanics. It's not my favorite fighting mechanics, but it's actually playable compared to. No, actually, I can't think of a Final Fantasy game that's not playable. But there's definitely combat from other genres or other ones that I just don't like. But I do actually like it. It's just not going from 10 to 10-2 is kind of a shock. But I think the story is good enough, and your connection to each character is good enough. I added a new person, but yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna leave it at A. I really like that. And 10 is immediately an S, top tier. I would put this 10 is my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. I think it's S plus, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I love 10. It's probably it's definitely top 5 games of all time for me. I really like Final Fantasy X with the lore, the combat, everything about it. So good. I do need to play that, and I own it like 14 times, and I've played it at least 10 times, which is funny because it's 10. But yeah, I definitely love Final Fantasy X. Best game on here. Let's keep going. Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. I have not played Lightning Returns or 10 or 13-2. I have not played either of those. I've played 13, and this might be the first C level game for me. I really love the story, but I don't like the combat. I've gotten, I don't know how far in it, probably 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little bit longer. I want to put it in B. I really want to put it in B, but I'm going to put it in C as I haven't played it fully. It might go up to a B once I've played fully through it, but I just can't get over the combat and how bad it feels, at least at first. I've heard the sequels are a little bit better, so hopefully 13 can get, up there, but it's going to stick with C for now as I just can't justify it for what I've played for to put it any higher than C. I have not played 3 that I remember because 3 didn't come out in the US. So I didn't play it. Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings? I don't think I played that. I'm trying to think. I don't think I played that at all. I'm gonna have to put that in. I don't think I played that. There's a lot that I haven't played. I need to play through some of these. Final Fantasy 12. Ooh, I like it more than all of those. Okay, so Final Fantasy 12 is gonna be the same thing as I said for 10-2. It's a low tier S. It's like the lowest tier for the S's, but it's higher than the A's. I really like 12. I just don't think it's on the exact same tier as these other ones. But that's when you start getting nitpicky and trying to separate them. And yeah, might as well just do a numbered list of what, exact order that way. But yeah, 12 is really good. I loved it. PS2 era game. That's like my generation right there with PS1 and PS2. That's why these are up here. Or I guess 6 is not actually on there, but yeah, for the most part, it's just PS2, PS1 games are up here. Even though some of these were re-released on PlayStation, I didn't play them. I need to. I realize that some of these I just didn't play, and so I do need to get through them. And 4, I know I played, but yeah, I haven't played any of the newer upgrades to it. And Final Fantasy 2, I have not played, and that's it. Yeah, so here's my tier list. I have a lot to play through. I need to play through more of 13. I need to play 13-2, 13 Lightning Returns, 4 and 4 Afterlife, 2 and 3. I don't think I'll ever play 11. I might, dabble in it a little bit. I don't want to play an MMO that's just going to get shut down or has the potential to be shut down soon. It may not be shut down anytime soon, but there's no new content, and I don't know. I might play it, most likely not, but yeah, there's my tier list. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good spot for everything. I love all of these games. I wouldn't give them anything lower than a C, and that's like, I think C is average, like an average game, meaning for Final Fantasy, that's well above a lot of games. So these are all top tier games, and can't go wrong with playing any of these Final Fantasy games. All right, so that was our rankings for the numbered Final Fantasy games, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about this video. Go ahead and check out all of our social media, as well as Twitch, like where we stream this at, as well as all the other stuff down in the description, as well as maybe check out some other videos we have listed on the screen right now. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.